Hello, and welcome to another week at the bungalow. As you can see, glorious day today. Kitchen is starting to get put together. So we've got a combination of all sorts of things going into the kitchen. We have a couple of ready-made units, and we've also got some flat pack stuff which you'll see most of. So there's a lot of putting together of flat packs today, getting our kitchen into place. So this is the first of the fully made units. There's a sort of floor to ceiling larder unit. Incredibly heavy, has to be said. Not entirely sure why it has to have all the drawers in it and everything. I suppose it does make life easier if you're just boshing in the kitchen, but as far as we were concerned, it was just really heavy. So we ended up using some blocks, bits of old flooring stacked up, just to take the weight of the unit before we put the legs on. As you can see, Claire's running about trying to find the legs. And then once into place, we just spun it round, pushed it flat against the wall. So we're fighting against the old bungalow still in this corner. So this is some of the original walls that never got replaced or changed, so these are almost square. They're not too bad. Could always do with being slightly squarer. Manhandling the second unit out. So this is another floor to ceiling. This is one of those for uprights for ironing boards and vacuum cleaners and stuff like that. Cleaning cupboard, whatever you want to call it. Not quite as heavy as the last one, but still pretty bad. So we're trying to protect the floor, trying to protect the units, sheets going down, you know, all of the above. Feet have to be still put back on. To be honest, if you don't mind making a few flat packs, not entirely sure how much time it saves. I mean, we haven't got lots and lots of units, I suppose. You know, a few of these tall cupboards and a few of the base units, and that's about it. So work out something like about twice the price put together. You know, I suppose as a rule, it's because it's your kitchen and you want to get it done and dusted and in, it does speed up the process. So we learned by mistake, and we've got a bit of cardboard underneath the feet now, so we can slide it about nicely. No flies on us. So we're roughing in all the units today. Pretty box standard. Bolo's coming to check on proceedings, make sure we're doing it right. You know, make sure he's got a cupboard for his dog food, that sort of thing. So the flat packs come in a couple of different bits. So we have the tall side walls and back, and then the other pack has the shelves and the top and bottoms and all the sort of metal work, and obviously instructions. So the same units are used for various different things. I think this one we're putting together here is the oven unit, so the sides are the same, and then you just get more shelves or different back panels, etc. So to anybody that's put together 3 flat packs in their time, which I'm sure you all have, takes a bit of time to warm up and get used to the process to follow. They're all slightly different, if you know what I mean. How they do different things and what fixings go in where. But the old carcasses are pretty box standard. More of the point is getting the shelves in the right place for things like, especially on this one, which is a double oven tower unit. So you've got to get them in the right place so that the ovens sit in the right place. Back panels in place. They literally get nailed down in sort of the bottom and top edges, just to try and keep the unit square. Feet on like the others. Definitely slightly easier to store and manage the flat pack, but I think I just like the fact that it costs a bit less. I think that's what it comes down to. For the sake of putting it together in a day. Definitely lighter than the put together ones. Helps not having the doors etc on it. They get put on afterwards in the shelves. Obviously our fancy lighting system is causing us a few issues there, because they're so tall. We literally are within about 150 mil of the ceiling with these units. We've got a plinth that goes on top, adds another 40 or 50 mil, so within about 100 mil of that. And that's it with that one in place. Another box out, another tower unit to put together. This one is for the fridge freezer. So it's a sort of split one. We're literally using the bare minimum of this. I think we're using the base, the top, and a couple of pieces just to hold it together. It literally is a shell and something to hold the doors on. bit of the metal work that has to hold it into place. So you have these sort of spiny pieces that you put in. They just literally slot in, and then as the other pieces twist and pull on them, it expands the base and they grip into the timber. I mean, they do what they're supposed to do, but they are units aren't what you call robust, if you know what I mean. You could easily pull them out, but nevertheless they do just have to hold themselves together for the time it takes to get it into place. Once in place, all the units are getting screwed together and screwed to the back wall, so it's never going anywhere. Called carcasses, I suppose, for a reason. More feet in place. It's quite good as you proceed through doing this and unpacking stuff. You protect your floor more and more with all the cardboard, which is quite good. As you can tell, we're being quite ginger with this one. I think it's the most flimsy one. So that's the last of the tower units in place. I think we've got one more carcass that's going around the boiler just to cover that up and hide all of that. Bins are going underneath. This is a corner unit, so one of the base units. The boxes we just got out is the internal contents, which we don't put in at this stage, but sorting through the various pieces of hardware. You end up getting quite a collection if you do this sort of thing, of all the little bits that are left over and all the other stuff that left. So for anybody that's interested, this is a Ren kitchen. Another unit going together. This is going to be underneath the hob to the right of the unit we've just put in, which is a couple of 800 wide 3-drawer units. So these are all the slide bars going in, or runners I should say. These do work very well. All the soft close stuff is great. I'm a fan of all that sort of thing. Anything a bit gadgety is great. Materials used pretty good. So back panels are about 9mm thick. Bottoms of the drawers are about 18mm thick. So for sticking heavy pots and pans etc. in there, absolutely great. You're not going to get any deflection. It's not like the kitchens of old where the drawer bottoms would sag out and fall out. The sides and runners all made out of metal. So really are very good. And as I said, once the carcasses are fixed to the back wall and in place and fixed to each other, I don't think you'll ever have any problems with it, which is the whole point, isn't it? So as you may be able to tell, we've gone for a sort of L shape across the two back walls there, in between those walls we made up, and then we've got an island unit going in the centre where my hat is covering the pipe sticking out the floor. Feet into place and another unit almost done. Flooring wise, obviously we've got the oak flooring down. There's we have a few irregularities as the floor runs across because of all the different levels and everything we had to deal with. But those adjustable feet on the bottom of the units do make up for pretty much all of that. Got 150mm plinth going in the bottom, and some of that will end up getting trimmed up. Claire sorting through all the metal work, ready for putting the units together. You get sort of dab hand at this and know exactly what you need and what you don't need, and as I said previously, you end up with a bag of stuff because these units are generic for all sorts, and you just get a bag of fixings. First, the unit's in place for the island. Speed through this last bit. We were getting fed up with putting flat packs together, let alone having to watch it. And dog's come back because he's crying out for some attention. And that's it. Kitchen pretty roughed out as to the units and where they're going to go. So a couple of days later, went round and fixed all the units into place. So here, like I say, is that sort of ironing board vacuum cleaner cupboard, one of the pre-made ones. All with soft close hinges. They come with this covering all over the front of the units to stop them getting scratched up. I believe it sort of dissolves in water. There you can see the end panels sandwiched in between, and the gap at the top I was talking about previously with ready for a bit of plinth. Next one along is the oven unit. So we've got one of the ovens in, and as you can see, you've got brackets at the back there holding it in place. All the mechanisms on the drawers are all sort of easy glide and soft close, which is lovely. So a big fridge unit, just waiting for its fridge. Fixed at the back, holding it in place, and then we push those retaining bars right to the back. This is the drawer larder unit. This was the heaviest beast, with all these mechanisms all in place. Once again, all soft close. Plenty of adjustment on the drawers, so more to keep the faces in place. So these work incredibly well on the other drawer units you'll see. But you can adjust the faces sort of up and down and left and right. Cooling unit, waiting for its baskets etc. going in. Got one of those flash pan holder wire rack efforts that hold the front face in place. As you can see, cups are in place. That's it, we moved in. And then this is the boiler cupboard, so this one you didn't see us put together, but as you can tell, we've taken a hell of a lot of material out the side. These are all going to get covered with inspection panels, but this is how you can get to all the plumbing, which is it's this corner that it all runs up from the boiler and upwards. And there we have it. As always, I thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again on the next one.